there's always a nun who calls me to one of their rooms, even though I'm not a Catholic. She calls me to help them. She calls me to help them arrange the Bibles or whatever they call it. So there's a time we were heading out, the mass was ended, and there was a needle right beside the chair I was sitting on, and it cut my hand. So there's one nun, I don't know how she knew it, but she came and got the blood from my hand and just told me to go to the secretary and get some medicine.
Put the mic next to your mouth so we can hear properly. Repeat that last part.
I cut myself, and the nun came to wipe the blood off me and told me to go and get some medicine from the secretary. So after that, when I went to the secretary, she told me I can go and there's some plasters in my teacher's room inside the classroom. She has a private room. So when I went to open the room, there was a Baphomet statue right inside the
Baphomet you've just seen here.
Yes.
Did you see it all?
Yes.
All of you saw it?
Yes.
So that is the picture of Satan represented on earth in Satanism for worshipping. And this is a Catholic school where she is, and the nun is sending her to a room where this statue now, at school, the Catholic school, is placed in a room. Continue.
And so I started having dreams, sitting like Baphomet, falling down slowly, falling down fast, but when I reach the ground, there's a lady who touches my head and then I don't hit the floor. So after that, a week later, we were getting out of mass and I was told to return one of the Bibles in the rooms. So when I was carrying the Bible, to enter the room, there was a big Baphomet statue, and I had to press the breast to put the Bible inside the
The nun told her, this picture, for you to put the Bible inside there, you need to press the breast. That's what she's going to do. I'm going to remind and continue where she misses the point because I've heard the testimony already. She pressed, what happened?
And the feet went up, and there's something that opened up and had so many crosses and other things. I didn't understand what they were, and I put the Bible in. So when I was...
You see where they're keeping the Bible? They don't have drawer or places where they can keep the Bible, but they're keeping the Bible in the Baphomet statues. And when she pressed the button, the feet of the Baphomet, which is the form of a goat, they come up. And it's open, and that's where she has to put the Bible in. Continue.
So when I was about to come out, the nun held my hand and told me never to tell this to anyone.
Wait a minute. Did you hear that?
Yes.
The nun, we believe they are holy people. We believe they are people who serve God because they don't want to get married. But look at what replaced marriage. Satanism. The nun told our sister, don't tell this to anyone. But you see, it's against Jesus. Jesus said, come brother, come. What I tell you here, what do you do?
Speak it out.
No, tell. What I tell you like this. What must you do?
Shout.
Go to the mountain. Shout to the world.
Amen.
Because what he's doing is not illegal. Say amen. But why a nun must say, don't tell anyone. Evil. Continue, don't tell anyone.
And so when I went out, there was another nun who came with some sweets and fruits over there. And
listen carefully, eh? Children who like taking people's things without permission. Don't allow your children to eat people's food, people's object. Check how it started with our sister.
So she said she was going to give it to us because of the good work we did in the church. So she gave us some fruits and told us to head back to class and not show it to anyone because maybe they'll feel bad or something.
That's not the reason. They had made a covenant with those fruits. So that when she eats alone, she will be visited alone. That's why they say, no, don't show to others, they will be hungry. No, the reason is witchcraft.
Yes.
Continue. That's why I tell my children, Yohanan, Peter and Jenny, anybody gives you anything anywhere, don't take and eat. And if you are here, you want to give my children something, or to anyone's child here, give to the parent.
Amen.
Let the parent decide if they will give to their children or not. It's not up to you. Everybody say amen.
Amen.
Parent, I'm opening your ears so that you can hear this. Continue.
And so we headed back to class. The next day we were sent to get some girls in the tennis court. So I went with 6 of my friends. And since we all said we couldn't reach there, we had to wait for the others to come, to go and get the others to come back. We stood close to a statue of Mary. And the statue of Mary had 6 bracelets on its...
Wait a minute. There were 6, and they discovered that the bracelet on the Mary statue were also 6. Listen carefully.
And the rosaries on her neck was 6.
They were also 6.
So...
Yes.
Can you see this?
Yes.
So a while later, we were just staring around and we noticed the statue of Mary moving.
The statue started moving. What happened?
It always looks down, but then when we looked at it, it looked at us.
The statue that is always like this. How is it? It's folding the hands, looking down. This time around, one bracelet fell down. Correct?
Yeah.
After falling down, they said it's maybe a wind. Let's take it back. The moment they were hanging there, the statue moved and looked at them. What happened?
So we ran back to class.
They ran away and returned to school, to class.
Then the next day, I was called by a nun with 3 Catholic girls to go and clean the convent because
You know the convent?
Yes.
The convent is what?
My sister lives.
Where the sisters are living, because here it's a school of the Catholic only run by sisters. Continue.
So we were going to clean the convent. When I was cleaning one of the rooms, I opened the drawers and found knives and crosses that had blood on it.
What did she find?
Knives.
Knives and crosses which had what?
Blood.
Blood. In a convent, in a room, supposedly a room with people who fear God, you find such things. She described to me, the knives were like this. For those of you who do some shamba work, they know this kind of knife, which is there also in the flag of Russia. You call it what?
Sickle.
You just do this and the head is gone, the things is gone, or whatever it is. You just pull. Are you with me?
Yes.
In a room of our nun or nuns. You see where they are taking our sister to? Because they had seen our sister is gifted and is blessed. Now they wanted to turn her away to serve their God. Baphomet. Let Baphomet be cursed in Jesus' name. Everybody shout amen. Don't support anything that is. Wherever they keep those things, let the fire of Elohim burn them. Amen. We have nothing to do with them. And they have nothing to do with us.
Amen.
Between them and us, there is nothing.
Amen.
And we have nothing of them in us.
Amen.
We are so here, we have nothing of us in them.
Amen.
Everybody say amen.
Amen.
Don't handle these things in your house. Continue.
And right above it was another picture of Baphomet.
Baphomet again. What it has to do in the Catholic Church, honestly? parent. Listen carefully. Continue.
And so one of my fellow students saw me and caught me and told me she was going to tell on me. But I didn't know I was not supposed to clean that.
That student was a Catholic. When she discovered those things, she was mad and said, I'm going to report you. And she went to accuse her. Continue.
And so I was called by a priest in one of the rooms where there were 6 nuns who looked like they were undressed and one priest who was sitting.
There were again 6 nuns inside the room. They were not dressed properly. It's only when our sister was walking in, now they were now getting dressed very fast, and there was a man inside there who was called a brother. What is he doing with 66 women? The mother of all faithfulness. Continue.
And so they asked me what I saw and I kept quiet. And then they later asked me if I wanted to become a Catholic.
Stop. Do you hear that?
Yes.
I've seen something bad from you. And you are still asking me to be part of you. Honestly. I was even expecting the sister could tell me, no, they said, no, maybe what you saw there, sorry, it's by mistake, it came, we don't do things. No! Instead they said, do you want to join us? In doing what? Put a pause, my dear. Let's go quickly, Revelation chapter 18. The reason of those knives. We find it here in Revelation chapter 18, which we did not finish reading. Now, verse 11, the merchant of the earth will weep because no one is buying her things. Now, someone read verse 13. Somebody quickly, bro, we are going, the time is going against us.
Apples of cinnamon.
Yes?
And spice.
Spice? You know why they're talking about spice?
Yes.
Eating and?
Drinking.
You remember that?
Yes.
In our time, the spices are included. Continue.
Spice of incense, myrrh, and
Frankincense.
frankincense of wine,
Wine.
and olive oil.
Olive oil.
Of fine flour,
Fine flour.
cattle and sheep, horses and carriages,
Now listen carefully what the brother is going to read now.
and bodies and
Bodies and
souls of men.
souls of men. You see the knives?
Yes.
She's going to tell us where they drop the bodies. Listen to the story. Continue.
So when I kept quiet after they asked me if I wanted to become a Catholic, I told them I was not a Catholic and I just kept quiet. So the priest gave me a bad look and told me to get out.
He understood that this girl, there's no way to win her. She's refusing.
Yes.
So he became very upset and chased the girl out of the office. Continue.
So when I was about to get out, there was a girl in my class who told me to lift the carpet and hang it. And I asked her, I told her that it wasn't wet. And she said, she just told me to lift it. And when I lifted it, under the carpet there was a room.
Stop. Did you understand?
Yes.
As she was coming chased from that room, she went, a friend Catholic told her, take this carpet and hang it. She said, why should I hang it? It's not wet. She was told that the order came that she must lift that thing up. And now as she removed the carpet, let me make you understand. You see, like for instance here,
yes.
There's a carpet here.
Yes.
You only think that, or maybe they put because of respect, you know, when the pastor comes, he stands there. No. When she removed, she found there was a room that was hidden under the carpet, down there.
Yes.
Listen to the following.
it looked like it was rusted and looked like it had blood, and so I asked my friend, what do they put there? What's inside there?
What is inside this down room?
And she said anything the nuns kill, they put there.
Yeah, I want to go to school. School. This is school. Anything they kill. Let me tell you, you know why John Paul I did not stay for a long time in power? John Paul I, you know him? John Paul I.
Yes.
He was the shortest in terms
1 month.
in power. 1 month only. You know why? He disagreed with these things. Now the Freemason and the Catholicism say, you cannot rule us. Executed. So they were telling our sister, if you continue objecting and trying to say things you are saying here, you will end up in that hole. That was the message. You understand? The Bible said, come out.
Amen.
Say amen.
Amen.
Come. Continue.
And so I asked her, what kind of things do they kill? She told me animals and other things she's not allowed to say.
Did you hear the answer?
Yes. Yes.
Animal and others that I am not allowed to. If they are good things, tell us. Continue.
And then she told me, if you want to know, then you have to become a Catholic.
If you want to become a Catholic, then you will know those are the ones. But no, the prophecy here says it. They sell what? They kill what? People's bodies. It's clear. Continue.
And so I was scared, so I went back to class. A few days later, my breast started paining. And when I went...
Remember, she pressed what? On Baphomet. When she went home on Friday, her breast started what? Paining. Continue.
And I struggled to go to school on Monday, and then the teacher noticed something and asked me what was wrong, and I told her. So she went to check me in the bathroom and sent me to go to a nun to check what was wrong with me. So there's one nun who never stays in the school, who no one has ever seen before.
Wait a minute. For her case, a nun came from nowhere, appeared in the school for her case. And I want you to notice that one. A nun came from nowhere. She's not known in the school. She's not recorded in the school. She's not in any way interact with anyone in the school. But she specifically came for her case. Listen to this story.
And so she took me to the convent and took me to another room where the Baphomet statue was. She told me to kneel in front of her, but told me to move at the side.
Wait a minute. The nun appeared. They asked her to do what?
To kneel.
To do what? Now repeat what she said. To do what? To kneel. Revelation chapter 13. The whole world must worship the beast. They want her to worship the beast as well. Because everyone who is a nun, everyone who is a deep Catholic, before you are accepted in the system, you go through that. The Bible cannot lie. It will force the whole world to worship the beast. Now check what our sister did.
I didn't want to kneel, but she made me kneel and moved to the side the Baphomet statue was, so I was kneeling in front of it.
Wait, I'm going to explain this part properly because she had already explained to me. When they went into the room, so suppose this is Baphomet. So she knelt down here. The sister said, no, not here. Pretending as if it's not the right place because interfering with her. She pushed her wisely to make her be in front of the statue of Baphomet. And there she told our sister, now here, kneel down. Continue.
Then she took a cross which kind of looked like it had blood and gave it to me to hold.
Do you hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
It was a bracelet or a rosary. A cross which had blood. And they told her, hold it. Continue.
And she told me to put it in front of me, and I refused. I was scared, so I asked her if I could hold it, and she just told me to leave it there, and I couldn't disobey her, so I just left it there. Then she started praying with another language that,
Do you hear that?
Yes.
What was she saying in that other language? Even the Bible says, when you are already two, don't speak in tongues.
Amen. Amen.
If you speak in tongues, someone must translate or interpret.
Yes.
No. She wanted our sister not to hear. I will also tell the brothers and sisters here, when you go out here, kindly speak a language all of you can understand.
Amen.
Do not
Amen.
support tribalism here.
Amen.
Where people, you see 2, 3 brothers or sisters, they only speak in tongues. You feel when you come there, you can't have a fellowship. Simply because the language is chasing you.
Amen. Amen.
When I come there, so why? That is an evil spirit.
Amen.
I will be teaching one of these days also about tribalism. When we all go out here, let all of us speak a language everyone can understand.
Amen.
Everybody say amen.
Amen.
Okay. Now she started praying in a foreign language.
but I noticed at the end she ended with a Roman word that was written in the church.
What was the Roman word? If you can remember. Can you remember? You can write and come here, come here. I cannot remove the outcry against 666. But this head I can remove them. Read it for us. Okay. Those who are here who've got the internet, please, if you Google, you can get the interpretation. Adoremus, which must be worshipping, because adore is here. What do you say this one? Iraq? Say? Sorry? On the mic. Someone Google us, by the end we can get the meaning.
I know the meaning.
You know the meaning? Yes, tell the meaning.
It's adore magic and enchantment.
She ended the prayer with these words. So this can heal or this can destroy. Brothers and sisters, be careful now. This is, we are in full adoration of Satan here. That's why I say to my sister, she will speak here so that we all as one man We are going to pray for her.
Amen.
So that everything that Satan must have done through this process, we kill it right now.
Amen.
In Yeshua's name.
Amen.
Do you think that is possible?
Yes.
Do you think our sister can be set free?
Yes.
Let Satan be cast in Jesus' name.
Amen.
We have nothing to do with her here. Continue.
So when I went back home, the pain became more.
So the pain in the breast increased. Instead of the prayer to heal, but it increased. Why? Because they saw she's not believing them. She's rebellious against them. Continue.
But before I went home, I went and asked my teacher what if there was a nun called Sister Mariana.
And the name was Mariana. Sister Mariana. That's how she introduced herself to her. But she confirmed what happened. Listen.
First I asked my friends, the Catholics, if there was a sister called Mariana, and they said there was no such a sister.
That sister does not exist in that school, according to her friends. Continue.
And so I thought it was a joke and went to ask my teacher.
To
And
the teacher now, and the teacher said,
there was no such a sister.
so she was dealing with who? With who? With a demon. She was dealing with a demon. Continue.
So when I went home, the pain became more, and when I went to sleep, I had a dream that there were a lot of nuns and priests in a circle, a big circle, with a star that looked like Baphomet's head inside with candles. And in the middle of there was a baby. And not just any baby, it was my brother.
And where is your brother? Stand up with the brother, please. So the whole scenario was to sacrifice this innocent. And you know why? Because the picture of Baphomet, if you look at it, you looked at it properly. It has got a boy and a girl. So they wanted to get from my brother here is two, because he fits the system of Baphomet. One boy, one girl. Where's my phone? Now it's here. Let me show you it again. Look here keenly. I'm going to make it big. Look here, if you can be able to see, the star she's talking about, we have two top going up, and the reason why they go up is because it's against Elohim. That's what it means. And now if you check properly, you see these two heads?
Yes.
Can you all see these two heads?
Yes.
A girl and a boy. In between here, this symbol, these are two snakes. Two snakes. They've got a weird explanation which I cannot tell you here. And look at his feet. The goat's feet.
Yes.
Do you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So, because she's a girl, they wanted now a boy. No wonder my brother is going through a lot nowadays. Is it true? Is it true? Don't worry, we are going to include you right now in our prayer. I will ask the whole family to come in front. Continue reading. Oh, continue speaking. I'm used to reading. Yes?
So when I woke up, I didn't want to go to school, but I remembered when I went to check my breast, it became real hard. And then anywhere I could go in the house, I could see the sister called Mariana. Yeah.
He's the one who was seeing in the house.
Yeah.
So now from that time, she used now to appear in the house. Even when I was in the house, she appeared before I chased her. You will hear the story. Continue.
So the time Brother David came home to pray for
It
me.
was the time I did not even know. Brother was coming to do what in your house? To collect a document. Am I correct? I went there, the brother just left. He told me, when you go home, you will see my wife, you just get the document. That's how I went. By the time I reached home, you were the one who opened for me. She opened for me and went to the kitchen. She came quickly, I don't know. I saw her as if someone is running. She popped up to me. Then I said, immediately I saw her, I said, I need to talk to you. And she did not even know why. And it was just happening as if I was a prophet. What I was telling her, there were issues with her right there in the house. Just when I said, I felt like I need to talk to you about another thing. But before telling me this, what she's telling me here, shaking. She could not even talk to me properly, shaking. Then I said, something is happening right here. The sister, the mother, when I was talking to her, joined us. I said, you have to be here with us. Continue. When I came,
So after we talked and then I told you about what was happening, you asked me if there was something else, and I told you the story about my school.
yes,
So when you were praying for me, Sister Mariana appeared right beside my room, and I could hear her whispering, if you say something, then she just said, or else. So I started crying.
sister, stand up. When she was kneeling down, where we were about to pray for her, what did you notice in her behavior?
She had changed.
Number one. Number two,
She was shaking.
shaking. And Mariana just passed her. She felt the wind
Yeah.
of someone passing her.
And I saw a very, a light, it's like a very bright light.
Passing. And when Mariana passed, went to her room door, she stood up there. When I noticed this one, yeah, you want to say something else?
No.
That's okay, sit down. When I had noticed, we began to cry, shaking. She told me, when I asked her, what is happening? She said, nothing. I commanded her, tell me now, otherwise you will die. She opened up and said, the woman I used to see has just come. In our brother's house. Yes, sister?
She has forgotten to say about the things she has been seeing in the house.
I was to say it. I will say it. Children, if you see something abnormal happening in the house, open up and speak to your parent.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
If you keep such things, what do you think the result will be? You die. And she was there telling her, the sister, the mother, and I, we were there. We could not hear what Mariana was saying. Well, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, just like Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, that I'm far from the body, but together with you in the spirit, let this Mariana, wherever she is, be cursed in Jesus' name. Everybody shout amen. Amen. Curse her. Let her burn wherever she's doing it. For touching an elect, which she has touched all of us.
Amen.
She started whispering, saying what?
If you tell, I will. She just kept saying, if you tell, I will come.
She was lying. And you spoke, nothing happened. When I noticed that she was now looking at her door and crying, when she says she's there, I said, repeat after me these words of curse against her.
Amen.
What happened? Continue. You will tell me what happened after we prayed until when it was done. Continue.
At night, when I slept, I had another dream. And this time I was being held hardly. And I was watching the circle, the priests and the nuns killing a baby, but not my brother, but another baby.
Another baby.
And so they were pulling me in front to enter the circle.
So those were the nuns doing it?
Yeah, they were pulling me in front to enter the circle. I think they were about to kill me. Then my aunt woke me up in the morning. She just like she was joking. Then she woke me up.
She woke you up.
Yeah.
That is Elohim's deliverance.
Amen.
That is it. Parents, come forward. And the brother also must come forward. I think that is done now.